Right. So basically, this is Uplift African channel, and our focus is helping Africans to, upgrade their life and creating opportunities for Africans whole wide world to actually advance in life. But our focus is mostly on teachers, trying to make teachers who are outside the African diaspora to get to know the opportunities that exist for them elsewhere. And today we are very lucky and very fortunate to have you on our channel because you happens to be a beneficiary of a program that I have never even heard of. So many years of teaching in Ghana, I never had the opportunity to even hear of the program. So fortunately, you had the opportunity to attend this program in the US, and we are very impressed to have you. We want you to walk us through the processes. First, you will introduce yourself, where you teach, and then how you heard about this program and the processes. So let's start with your name and where you teach.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. My name is Solomon Abugri Adelwin. I'm a teacher at Boku Senior High Technical School in the Upper East region of Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. Geography. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Can I continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
So basically, the program you are talking about is a Fulbright tier program. That is Fulbright Teaching Excellent Achievement Program. That is being organized by the U.S. State Department every year. So they bring teacher leaders or teachers from all over the world to have a 7-week program in the US almost every year. And so they have 2 cohorts. One of the cohorts normally will go early or late January and come back somewhere in March. And the second cohort normally will go somewhere September and come back in November. Now,
so
this
which
is
one you go?
Yes, I went for the fall, which is the September. So I went the second cohort, which is fall. They have fall and spring. So the fall, mostly that one is from September to November. Now, this is what happens. The program is being sponsored by the US State Department. And so they bring teacher leaders from all over the world. I think our cohort or our year group 2023, they had participants from about 176 teachers from 176 countries. And so in Africa, it is open to all secondary school teachers. Fix requirement that they need. You should be teaching English. You should be teaching mathematics. You should be teaching social studies. You should be teaching science. You should be teaching special education.
All right.
Now, these are the category of teachers they want at the senior high school level.
Okay.
And so this is how the criteria is. Mostly in Ghana, most of the time period that you can apply is country specific. And so Ghana, for example, ours mostly happens somewhere March. The opportunity is always open somewhere March for and that advert is mostly done by the US embassy in Ghana. There's a unit there that is responsible for this program.
The March opening is for September intake, right?
Yes. So you go through. So when you apply, you indicate when you will want to travel. And so you go through the process. When you are selected, because you've already indicated when you want to travel, then they will be processing your documents within that period for you to travel. And so I chose to go in the fall, which is September. So when I applied, our process started till September, then we left. I think we left here on the 12th of September 2023 to the US, and we returned on the 3rd of November 2023, same year. Now, this is how Yeah, so this is how the process is.
Okay.
Mostly the advert will be, like I said, it will be on the US Embassy website. And so you are free to go online on the US Embassy website. And then when the advert is advertised, you click on the link, it is opened for you to have an account, and then you register. And then when you register, you start filling the form. Then there's a portion where you need to write what do we call ACEs, about 4 ACEs. And so one of the ACEs could be that they'll ask you, what specific leadership role have you been able to perform in your school that has supported your students and that of your colleague teachers? So depending on what you are able to write, then you, and mostly it's around 100 to 500 words. That's what
Okay.
the write up the essays are. It's not a lengthy essay, but you should be able to convince them that as a teacher, this is the influence or the leadership role you have performed within your catchment area or your school by
Okay.
helping your students at the same time your
Your
colleague
school.
teachers. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Then they will ask you about the program that you are going, because it is an intercultural kind of a program that you
Okay.
go to learn about teaching methodologies, how to manage class sizes, how to use IT for teaching, and then how to use AI to help you prepare your lessons to teach. So basically, these are the areas that we went and then we learned how to manage large sizes of classrooms, how to incorporate technology in our teaching, and then how to learn different strategies or pedagogical skills that will help our students. And then the culture of US will learn that. And so when you go, you have the opportunity to visit a senior high school in the US to attach yourself for about 2 weeks and observe how the teaching is going on, and then how the students conduct themselves with the teachers as well. Then, so that is how basically the program. So the second essay is basically about the program. You should be able to convince them that the program, you have read about the program, and as you are going and then coming back, what impact will the program have for your colleague teachers, not just only in your school, but all over the country, as well as your students? How is the program going to benefit them? So you should be able to convince them in your essay that when you go, the skill, the knowledge that you are going to gain, it is going to be beneficial to your students as well as your colleague teachers. And so when you return, as we have returned, you should be able to organize seminars and then also pass on the knowledge you have gained from the program to your colleague teachers so that they will be able to also improve on their teaching skills and methodologies in the classroom. So
All right.
basically, it's just how the
Okay. Before you proceed, how many Ghanaians went with you? How many Ghanaians?
group, we were three. We were
Three
three that,
Ghanaian teachers.
yes, we were three that were shortlisted.
That
And
means
then,
that
yes, I believe so. I myself, I wasn't aware. It was just, I think, somewhere 2022 February thereabout. My headmaster, Mr. In fact, I salute him very much. Any new information this man gets, he brings it to our school platform. That is one, Mr. Bukari. He had it from their headmaster's platform, and then he forwarded Abdullah Bukari. That's his full name, Abdullah. Mr. Abdullah Bukari. He's a very nice headmaster. In fact,
we
he's so
salute him.
caring. He
Salute him.
takes. I salute him. He's a very great man, and he's been doing a lot for us as teachers in the school. And so he wants to see to it that we are. So when he kept it on our platform, myself and a colleague, I said I'll give it a try. And so my colleague saw that, did it, try it on the way, and then his passport was not ready. Then I took on and I persevered. I said I must do it. So AC, and then I was there. I forwarded to them. I submitted it. I was there a couple of weeks. Then I received an email congratulating me that I've qualified for the next stage.
Whoa. So how many
So
stages are there?
probably 3 stages.
Okay, fine.
So the first stage is the essay writing and the application. The
Okay.
second stage, you have face-to-face interview, maybe either online. Yeah, my own was online because of my distance.
Okay.
And then the second phase is that you go and write English proficiency exam. That is TOEFL.
That is the third phase.
Third phase. Then the final phase, all the results will be sent to the US. And that is one thing that I'm so excited about this. There's no kululu, there's no I must know somebody, I must see somebody. No. That's one excitement about the program. And the people at the embassy coordinating this well. One lady there, one Sophia Afrie, the woman is top notch when it comes to relating with people who are on this program. The lady is doing fantastic. And then Lennis, who is also the coordinator of the program, they have been very
Ghanaians, right? They are Ghanaians.
No, Lennis is not a Ghanaian.
Okay.
She's an American. But Afrie Sophia, she's a Ghanaian.
Yeah, that's the name. Afrie should be Ghanaian. Sophia.
Yeah, so and she's very friendly, she's very lovely. They've been consistent. They've always, any question you so wish to get, they get it for you, and then they answer you. They are always ready 24/7 to answer you. So what happened is that when you write the essay first, when you write the first essay, they will download all your essays. All the applicants for Ghana, they will download your essays, and then they have a team that will read the essays and they will score you. Okay. So depending on how convincing your essays are, then you getting higher marks. And so that is where you'll be selected. The top, those at the up there will be selected. Then when you are selected, you are now qualified for the interview. And so they will call you online to organize the interview for you. And so the interview is to know, and they will still ask the same questions. They want to know whether probably you are the one who wrote the essays or somebody wrote it for you. So asking you basically questions on the essays.
So basically, you are going
to wrote, yes. So you should be able to convince them that what you wrote, and you know, with the essay, because it is 100 between 100 and 500 words, you might not be able to have enough time to express yourself. So when they meet you face to face, that is where you are able to do it, to express yourself very well, explain to them what the benefit of the program for you and your community and your school as well. Okay, then after that, when you are after the face-to-face interview, within a couple of weeks or months, if you are qualified, if they are convinced that what you wrote is actually the what they need, then they will give you another email congratulating you and now asking you to go to the next stage by writing the English proficiency exams. And that one, they will register you. At that point, when they select you, they will now register you. And then you go and then write the English proficiency exam, which is TOEFL. And then you go forward. And I think the results mostly is around is 120 over 120. So if you are able to score 60 and above, it means that you are in the pipeline. Then after
can you tell us your score for the TOEFL?
Oh, I had 62 over 120.
That's
yes,
good.
I had 62 over 120. And the issue is that in my case, the day I was leaving, the exam was on a Saturday in the afternoon, 1 o'clock. Then I left my hometown, Boku, to Kumasi. I wrote mine in Kumasi. Then on my way, I was involved in an accident. Yes, I was involved in an accident. And so I still managed. And so throughout the night, I never had a sleep. I stayed around Walwale. Those of you know the northern part of Ghana. I think that was where we had the accident. And from 10 o'clock in the night till 2:30 a.m., I didn't get car to proceed to Tamale, even to proceed to Kumasi. So I was there till 2:30 a.m. in the morning. When I now had a Kia truck, and I pleaded with them, they picked me to Kumasi, to Tamale. Then when I got to Tamale around 6:30 in the morning, and the exams was 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So I got to the station and I met the small cars that goes to Techiman, and I pleaded with them. Then I think they took us. And when we were going, I told the driver that I needed to be in Kumasi by 12. Then this gentleman was speeding. We just passed Kintampo Small. Then the car had a flat tire again. So I had to stop there, and then it was raining. Then come and see the tension of me. Then we took off again. When we got to Techiman, I just entered the station, and then the first car was full, and that was around 10 in the morning. The first car was full. So I looked at, if I want to go and join the second car, by the time I will go, time will be against me. So I quickly stopped the first car, entered the car, greeted the people, and I pleaded with them that I needed to be in Kumasi by 12 to write an exams. And so one lady, I don't know, she was touched by God, got up and said I should sit down. Then I told the gentleman, the driver, that I needed to be in Kumasi by 12. And knowing the traffic situation in Kumasi, I quickly called one of my cousins to meet me around Swamina roundabout. And I didn't actually know the location of the place, but I know the landmark that was there. I think it's just behind, that's Education USA. The building is just behind the Kumasi Mall. So my brother took me and we just navigated. We got there, we got to the place. We just entered the building, the rain started. So I climbed up. My colleagues had already finished the instructions, read everything. Their headsets were on. They took their passports, they registered them, everything was on. And I was now going in. So I didn't even read instructions. So when they took it, and then they kept the headset on me, and then it was 3 hours, 30 minutes exams.
This makes me to believe that what God has actually ordained for you,
oh yes, oh
no matter
yes,
what, it shall come to pass.
Oh yes, oh yes. And interestingly, the English proficiency exams is for the grammar aspect. That is the 4 aspect of English. That is speaking, writing, reading. Reading is there, and then listening. Listening. So these are the areas they examine you from. And each of them, they expect you to get 20, I think 20 or so. Yeah, or is it 20? Yeah, they expect you to get 20 from it. And so mostly the essays are like you listen to conversations between 2 people, and then they'll ask you questions like the way we do the comprehension. So basically that was what happened. Then when I just finished, my results came, I forwarded to the embassy, and they too forwarded to them. Then they told us that everything was going to be sent to US. And then the US state government has 12 governing board that will also review all that was done in Ghana. So if your essays and your marks are convincing, then they will select you. And I think Grace found me. I believe this one was just Grace. God just destined that I had to travel.
How much?
So
how much?
Free. I didn't spend anything.
So what it means is that
they paid. It was about expenditure. They took care of it. And even the cost of our transportation here going there, they reimburse us when we're selected. They reimburse those ones for us. And for me, they gave me a flight.
Transportation from where to where?
From Boku to Kumasi.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So they also paid. I think that time it was around 2,000 Ghana cedis. The English proficiency. Yes. So they paid. When we're selected to go to that state, they paid for us.
I see. What about your flight ticket to US? And what did you? Who paid for your flight and your visa application and all of those things? You need a visa.
We knew you need a visa.
What is the duration of the visa that you'll be given?
In fact, I must say, with what I saw or what they gave us was just the exact date for the program.
Okay.
But you were qualified to extend just for 1 month to stay in the US. But when you are extending 1 month to stay, it's at your own cost.
Okay.
So when you stay over the plane ticket, if there's increment, you will have to top it up.
Okay, fine.
So some of us, when we finished, we realized that we had nothing to do. There was no need. And with the flight ticket you are talking about, I think that because of my location, I think my interview, I can still remember it very well. My interview date was somewhere 24th August, 2023. No, 2022.
Visa interview.
Yes. My visa interview was 2022. No, 2023 August.
Okay.
2023 August, 24th. So what happened was that they because of my location, they booked flights for me from Tamale to Accra. So they paid. So they only gave me the ticket.
Wow.
So my first time of entering airplane. You can imagine now. So it was very interesting. It was very fantastic.
Okay, let's come to when you got to US. So when you got to US, you spent 7 weeks. That is 1 month, 3 weeks, right?
Yes.
where did you sleep? Who was paying for this expenditure as well?
Yeah, so like I was just explaining to you that the domestic travel, that is from my home to the international airport, that is Accra. They paid the interview I was to attend. They paid the in and out transportation for me, the flight ticket, and even taking car from Boku to Tamale. They also paid that. And when I got to Accra, the hotel I would sleep before the following day I'll go for the interview. They paid for me. I think it was 1,000 cedis a night.
Wow.
So they paid for me.
You're not paying anything at all.
No. You don't pay anything. No CD that you pay. And then from Accra to the US, they paid everything. So we took, I think ours was 3 transit because 2, because from Accra we flew to New York. Then from New York, my host university was in Atlanta, Georgia State University.
Okay.
Yeah. My colleague, one of my colleagues, he was supposed to go in January, but unfortunately something happened. He couldn't go. He was selected all right to go in January, but unfortunately something happened. Then he informed the embassy, and then they agreed that they could add him to our cohort. Okay. So I think during that period, so he was at North Carolina, is it Kent State University. So okay. when we got to New York, he proceeded to Kent, that state. Then myself and the other colleague, he too was at North Carolina. So the North Carolina, we all flew from New York to Atlanta. So we got to Atlanta, then he flew again to North Carolina, the university there. So I stayed in Atlanta. So every 10 they paid. The hotel, the number of months we stayed, they provided the hotel. They paid for us. And then when we got there, they gave us some, there's a dining hall. They gave us some cards that you could go in there to eat for about a week. And then there's some stipend they will give you because of our food difficulties. You know, the way their food is, those of us from this Africa, you like Banku and then TZ and watching and that they don't do that. So what happened is that they will give you some stipend that you can use to buy food and cook, because the hotels we were staying, we were 2 in a room. And so those rooms, we had a kitchen that you could cook. Everything was there in the kitchen, you could cook. So when
how much was this stipends? How much?
A week, I think a week was $100. A week was $100, yeah.
So the 7 weeks, 700.
Yes. No, but in all, the school where we were, I think when we got there, all that they gave us was the school, the university itself gave us like $1,002. And then IREX, the program coordinators to IREX too, when we got there, they also gave us like $750. And then when we were leaving, they gave us around $400 or $500 to again for our upkeep and all that. So basically, these are all the monies that they gave us for you to be able to be comfortable around there.
So that is around $1,800, if I'm right.
Yeah, I think everything was almost
$1,800 there.
Yeah, because 1,002 plus 750 plus
you have money. I have to come to you for some money.
Charlie,
so you see the advantage of being a teacher. Our reward is actually not in heaven. God is gradually bringing the reward to us. Yeah. So your expenditure was fully paid. And
everything
in spite of that, you got some $2,800.
Yes.
$2,800 is in cities. 2,800 in cedis will be like 44,800 Ghana cedis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's huge sums of money.
Sure. Yeah.
I see. So the problem has to do with getting the awareness.
Yes.
So you are saying the application process usually starts in March.
Yes.
Now, what is the minimum qualification you should have as in educational qualification?
Okay, so you should be at least 3 years in the field of teaching. Yeah, you should be in the
your qualification. What should be your...
It's a bachelor's degree.
You should have bachelor's degree.
Yes, if you have bachelor's degree, first degree, you are qualified. Second degree, you are also qualified to apply. But you should have been teaching for about 2-3 years, and then that makes you also qualified too.
So application is done in March, right?
Yeah, in March. Yeah, in March, then you apply.
So what it means is that the next opportunity will be in March 2025.
Yes, because right now, those who will be going this year, people went in January, they have returned.
Okay.
Now, and those people are in. So others are also going in September.
Okay.
There will be people living in September. Then the 2025 year people have also started. They are also in the process. I think one colleague, when I came advertised, one gentleman applied, and then he was through to write the TOEFL exam. So he's waiting for the final results. And let me add this, Smith. One thing is that when you finished, you are hooked to an alumni page worldwide.
Okay.
So you collaborate and you make a lot of friends. As I said, I think our university, we were 20 in number, 20 teachers from different countries. I think 2 from Russia, 1 from Argentina, 1 from Uzbekistan, 1 from Mali, 1 from Cote d'Ivoire. I think my roommate, he is from what do we call it? Cote d'Ivoire.
So and 2 Africa.
Yeah, so 1 from Africa. We were about 6 of us.
No, I mean your roommate was also an African.
Yes. You know what happened is that before you go there, they will send you an email asking you the hotel you are going to select, because we don't know each other. We are going to stay for the first time. You may like too cold environment. I may not like too cold environment. You may like noise. I may not like noise. You may like to smoke. I may not like to smoke. So you may like to pray. You are a God person. And so for me, I was sleeping with the pastor, my roommate, because when they asked me, I said, I'm a Christian and I like to pray. I like those. So they paired me. So that is how the pairing was done. And let me give you a funny story. One of my friends, he just WhatsApp me right now from Mali. he went, and then I think when they asked him, he said he wanted a cool room. Then they mixed him with a gentleman from Russia, from Boston. And you know how their place is cold.
Yeah.
And as at the time where the temperature will be around 8 degrees. And this gentleman will put the AC, chilling. Then my friend was always crying. I said, you said you wanted to finish. He just WhatsApping me as we speak from Malawi. and we became so bad that the day we were leaving, I think, and we were the most luckiest year group, because when we went, let me tell you the sites, interesting things about the program. You know, when you go there, they will take you around places. You visit interesting places. You visit nice places, scenes. And I think we also even visited another state. They will take you to the zoos. We watch. There's one sports stadium at Mercedes in Atlanta, a very big sports. We went there, watched live videos and cinema. And then our last week, the 7th week, we flew to Washington, D.C. And that is where we had our closing ceremony. So all the other 7 universities that had our colleagues from there, they came, we all gathered in one university, and we're in one of the most prestigious hotels in the Washington there. Very expensive.
I see. And
the food, in fact, the one month we went there, in fact, we were looking plumpy and very nice. And
you enjoyed your stay. You enjoyed your stay.
Every day I've just been imagining our stay there. And
for once you are happy being a teacher.
Yes, very excited.
For once
very excited.
You are happy.
If not for teacher, I don't know how this would have been possible for me. And so we flew to, I think the next cohort, they do the closing ceremony in their universities, but we were lucky. We went to Washington, we went to the White House, we went to the Pentagon, we went to their Parliament House. They took us around, and then they had a tour guide to explain some of the historic places in Washington, D.C. And so it was very, very interesting. Yeah, it was very
good. Thank you once again for your time and for taking us through the process. I'll be getting in touch with you I will also put in the video description the links through which people can apply, the requirement needed, and the process involved. That's notwithstanding, in case anyone get in touch with me and needs any guidance on how to apply, I'm going to liaise you with the person. I'm going to give you your contact details to people to get you in touch. I want you to take this as a calling to just change the life of people. Okay, let's try to change the life of teachers. So people who want to apply.
Let me add this. Sweet, let me add this. When you return and you have become an alumni, there's a special grant that if you have a project to run, you can apply. You can collaborate with somebody from a different country. I think up to $35,000. Yes, there's a grant like that you can apply. So when you apply, and then they will, but it's very competitive. It's not automatic that when you apply you will get. But when I think we applied, but we're not shortlisted. My friend from Malawi, we wanted to do a collaboration, but unfortunately we didn't. But we will still apply again for this. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Solo.
You're welcome.
Thank you. See you again.
Bye. Yeah, bye.